Hey there, everyone. It is Michael Damon here with Starbeam One, and I'm going through some features here in a series that I call Feature Shill. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about an early collector special program that I put together. Let's begin. So, what in the heck is this program? Well, it is something that I put together to help get the system off the ground. And I think I've talked about this in the stand-ups where there's two audiences for this system. You have your artists and creators, which produce the products, and then you have the collectors, which purchase the products. And so this program is geared towards the collectors, and I'm wanting to inspire confidence in the system and sweeten the pot, as they say in business lingo, in business parlance, and make it easier for collectors to onboard. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to introduce a program here. It's for the first 25 users who create a deposit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to guarantee their purchases for up to a year. And if they have a problem with the purchases anytime during that year, I will buy the purchases back from them. It's sort of like getting a refund, but it's more of a program. And so I will buy all of the purchases made in a batch during that time. And so this program is worth up to $5 of purchases per month for up to a year, for up to 12 months. And so a total maximum value of $60 is how this works. So I'm really hoping I never have to use this, right? But it's meant to inspire confidence in the system and get people to onboard and have them deposit money into the system. And so that we can get collectors collecting into the system. And so, other thing too is to basically make it so that when people buy something right now, how is this going to look in a year from now? Is it a system that took off, or is it a system that didn't? Hopefully it does take off, and we're not having this conversation in a year. And again, no one's going to be using this in a year, I'm hoping as well. But if we get to the point where it didn't really take off where we want, well, you've got a guarantee here, and I will purchase these licenses back from you for the first 25 people, and that's what this program's about. All right, so how does this work, right? So you start by typing in collect.starbeam.one into your browser, and it will take you to the special page, and we're going to go through a demonstration of that here. And then you can read about the program there. There's more details that are in there, and then from there, there's a link to click to go to a special profile page that you have to sign in, and we'll go through that right now. Okay, so I typed in collect.starbeam.one into my browser, and it takes me to this page, and it just kind of just takes you through the explanation of that. Everything is there except for this video. We sort of have a chicken and egg sort of situation here where I need to make this video. But this video explains the program, so that's to be determined. And here's where things get interesting here. I've got questions and answers, and there's a link here to visit your profile page, and we're going to visit that in a second here. But I'm just kind of going through and, letting people know, explaining to them, kind of going through questions they might have about how this works, and just a general, giving a general overview of this program. And so if you have any further questions, you can ask, and that will open up a support window at any time. In the bottom right corner, we've got a crisp window, and you can open that to talk. So the other thing you can also do, same thing, these all link to the same place. You just click start, and what it does is it's going to redirect you to it's going to try to access that page, but it's going to realize that you are not signed in, so it's going to try to have you sign in. And so since we're just collectors here, I just got done with making a video about the artists and how artists sign in, but since we're just collectors here, I'm just going to sign in with a personal authenticator, and since I'm using the Edge browser, I'm going to sign in with Microsoft. If I was using the Chrome browser, I would use Google, and the reason why I would do that is that Microsoft Edge has built-in Microsoft authentication support, and Google Chrome has built-in Google authentication support. So when you sign in with Microsoft, when you sign in with your Microsoft credentials in Edge, you already sign in with any browser that supports, any web page that supports that. And the same thing with Google, right? So if you sign in to your Google Chrome browser, any site that uses Google authentication automatically gets signed in. So, so now what I'm going to do is click Microsoft here. And we should notice here that it does not ask me for a username and password. And it's going to take a little longer here. Okay, so here we go. So this is kind of the beauty of OAuth 2. We don't have any sort of username or a password or email address or anything. Everything is all integrated now. So I've already signed into my Edge browser, and it has the credentials there, right? And so that's what it's passing on to. All I need to do is say authorize, right? It's just asking me, hey, this application has connected with you or wants to connect with you. Do you authorize it? I'm just going to click yes, and then it's going to proceed to contact my server if everything went okay, and continue. Okay, so what happened there is we got authenticated in, and it continued us to that page that we clicked on for that start, and it's taken us, landed us here, and right now it's saying, this message is saying that we are not eligible because we haven't bought anything, and that is the next section here. Okay, so now we have to make a purchase, and the first thing we need to do is buy some flares. And what we're going to do is we're going to select a quantity, select a provider. We have 3 different ways of getting flares and purchasing flares, and they are from PayPal, from Stripe, and from Coinbase, and we'll pick one of those, and then we will purchase them. Okay, now we're back at that page that we were last on, and I am going to throw you a curveball right out of the gate. I know that I said we're going to be purchasing flares, and we are, but we're going to do it in a little bit different way, because I'm going to show you the intended workflow to get to that point. So here we have the testing environment with the product that I just published with the artist workflow in the previous features shill, and that is still here. And so what's going to happen now is it is here on the front page, and I'm going to click on it, and it's going to take me to the product storefront page for that product. And here I am viewing it. Yes, I can see the cover. I can see the watermarked image showing me what it's all about. And I can share it. I can copy that content if I want to and share it on social media. But here's this purchase button, right? So I'm going to want to purchase this. So I'm going to go ahead and click it, but it's going to present me this message saying, I don't have enough flares to purchase this product, right? And so that's kind of the intended workflow. So I'm going to press OK, and it's going to take me to the page to purchase flares. And so for the purposes of this demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select only 5, but I can select anywhere up to a maximum of 15 flares for the alpha, which is currently that's the current state of the product right now. So I'm just going to kind of select through here to show you what it looks like when you select. And then I'm going to select a provider. And as I mentioned, we support Stripe, PayPal, and Coinbase. And so I'm going to select PayPal because it's the easiest to demonstrate here. So it's going to go through, and it's going to, and I also support Venmo as well. Basically the same company these days. So I'm going to click PayPal here. And then I'm going to go through the process in another window. This is why it's easier. It's easier to demonstrate because it opens up in a new window, and I don't have to present any sort of information to you. Okay, so I just went through the process there. It had a nice little window, and doing video editing, it's really difficult to go through and blank out, pertinent information. So, but right now it went through, and it went through the process and the success. Here we are. We've got our deposit, and okay, and so now it's just saying that everything went through correctly, and this is it for the current segment, right? We're only supposed to get to this point, and now we move on to the next segment. Moving right along, right? So now we've gone through our buyback process, and it's like, well, you can't buy anything back until you purchase a product. And so now in order to purchase a product, we have to get some flares. We've done that. Now we're going to purchase a product, right? So we're going to view a product storefront, which we've already done. And now we're going to actually purchase it. And I'm going to walk you through what you actually purchase. So let's move on. All right, back to the page that we were just at. So now, we just made that deposit, right? Very successful, and it shows you the details. And here you'll notice a message that says, hey, we noticed that you were viewing a product. Would you like to go back to it? Yes, I would. So we're going to return, and it takes us back to that product. And so here we go. We're going to say, back again, we're going to purchase, and we're going to make this purchase. And so you can see, we've got that 0.25 flares, or 25 cents. A flare is just a fancy way of saying $1. And so we've got that 0.25 flares, and now we've got this network gratuity. This is how Starbeam One makes money. This is how we pay our bills. This is really all the money here that we're making is going to be paying our Azure bills. I can tell you right now. But, this is optional if you wanted to. This is kind of a KPI, a key point indicator that we're using to know how we are doing. And if you wanted to slide this to 0, I got this idea from GoFundMe, by the way. If you want to slide it to 0 and leave a comment, you can do that, and you don't have to pay the network gratuity. And if you want to pay more, we do have a collector out there that's paying additional gratuity there, and it will honor that as well. So you can do more than 10% if you'd like, but we just keep it at 10% to keep things simple. And what we're going to do here is we're going to say buy. And that will purchase the product, right? And so here we are. We've purchased the product. We've gone through another process, and it's running and kicking that through. And there we go. Another successful process that has been processed in Starbeam One. And now what we can do is we can view this product. And I kind of want to take you through exactly what it is you just purchased. So in the other video for the artist workflow, I showed a preview of that, and it's kind of the same thing. Here you got like an outlay of the license. And remember, each license is individually numbered. So again, this is in the testing environment. Everything's been flattened, and this is just starting out from scratch. And this is the first license, and so everything looks like a 1. And so it's not as fancy as what you would see in production, which we already have 167 licenses that have been produced and 42 sales. I'm proud to say. So what I'm going to do now, is launch this to kind of show you what this looks like, and this is going to launch that product page, and this looks like that preview, right? And so for that 25 cents or 0.25 flares, what you get is a generated website. And so this digital license that you purchase for that 0.25 flares is basically like a key, and that key can only access this particular generated website, which we're viewing right now. And that's kind of how that works. It's a digital license that you purchase that gives you access to this content. And then the other thing that allows you to do is take that digital license and you can sell it. You can resell it to a person, another party that wants to purchase it on the provided secondary license. Provided secondary market. And so there's 2 rights ascribed to your digital license when you purchase it from Starbeam One. One is to view the content, which we are doing right now, and the other is to resell it on a provided secondary market. Okay, great. So here we are. We've got this product, and so it's a generated website. But what does it have? So you can think of it as a CD, right? So I use this a lot in my videos here, and I've got a CD, and it always produces some problems getting it to view correctly with the camera here. But with a CD, you have an A side, and you flip it over, you have a B side, and then if you open it, here's a C side for content. So the content here is the C, and then for the D side, here's another side. You could say is for discovery. So we're going to walk through those. And you can see we've got it right down here. We've got A, B, C, and D, right? So this is the A side. This is the cover, which you can see, and you can open it as well. And then you can flip it over with the B side, and it gives you more descriptions here. And there's a product description, which I typed in. And then also what is included here is you have a license. And that kind of just goes through the terms, the legal terms of this product. So you can see it explicitly what is described in a legal context. And then I have a little shout out and link to Foursquare Business Law, which who has helped me out here with the legal aspect and getting the language done for the previous page there. And also I just have additional resources. So very basic. It's an alpha. It just kind of shows you the potential here, right? There's a product. It was generated, and it has all this content. It has all this space that you can use as well. You'll notice I have advertising that's there as well, and you can see that. Very subtle. I try not to go overboard, but again, getting into the legal definition, the legal language, and all of that, that's all here as part of the product as you purchase. And then so now I'm going to open it, right? Well, let's go back to the A side, and I'm going to click open. And that's going to open up the C side. This is the C side for content. Now I can click this image, and it will open up in a new window in maximum detail, so you can see it there. But I'm just kind of showing you this is the content. This is the C side. And all this for 0.25 flares for 25 cents, right? And so now, finally, for the D side for discovery, kind of showing you, this is intended to be in the future for things for like other products that are like this sort of thing. But right now, it's just really basic, just saying, hey, I've got a really basic thank you notice there that you can scroll through to kind of tell you the effort that's been going on here for nearly 3 years now, kind of showing all of the parts of the system I had to build to make this happen. Then I have a featured section that kind of just sends a shout out to different products that I use and I respect and admire here that I use actually in developing this as well. And then finally, I've got a little shout out to Michigan. And here we got, a dedicated page for Michigan that is here to, help explain the really cool parts about Michigan. Very proud of Michigan. I was born here, and it's just something I want to make sure I promote it as much as I can, especially with all the fresh water that is here in a world of rising seawater. So, but just kind of getting back to this point of a generated website, and just for 25 cents or 0.25 flares, this is what you get. All right, so now we've purchased a product, and the idea here is that really is that we never use this, right? This is more of just gaining confidence to have a guarantee in place where, if things didn't work out a year from now, which obviously, hopefully that never happens, you've got this guarantee in place. I will buy back your products from you, and it will be up to a maximum of $60 or $5 a month, and up to $5 a month for up to a value of $60. And just to have that in place so you can purchase products now and you can use them. And I'm hoping that really people are like, I wish I bought more sort of thing, right? But again, no guarantees. There are no promises or anything, except that I will buy back for the first 25 people that make a deposit into Starbeam One. That is the only guarantee that I can make. And I can't make guarantee on future values or anything like that. And I'm trying to really stay away from that and be really careful about what I'm saying about that. But, what I'm wanting to do is, if you want to buy something now, up to a year from now, I will buy it back from you. And so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go back through that process and start it again to see what it looks like. All right, so what I did was I typed in collect.starbeam.one into my browser, and it brings up this page. Again, we're right back to where we started. And, again, just kind of go back through the questions. You can just scroll right down to the bottom, but just kind of revisiting this, you can click on this. That'll take you to the same spot. And this will start the process for you, but I'm going to be fancy here and scroll all the way to the bottom here. I'm going to click start, and here we are, right? So before it was like you don't have any purchases, but now we have a purchase. And again, I'm hoping I never have to use this. And what we'll do is we'll just kind of go through here, and it's going to list all the products that you have purchased, and it will say which ones are allowed and which ones are not. And so kind of, there's a formula, right? So it'll go through the first $5 of purchases you made for the first 12 months or the last 12 months. And so the question is, that kind of mentioned this is like, can I do this before a year? Yes, you could, but I would prefer you wait a year because we want to see if the marketplace expands during that time, and it should, right? That's kind of the whole purpose of this. So, and you also maximize your value too, if you made a lot of purchases during that time. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to, you can type in some comments, and I would really love some comments, just as, because it also helps verify to me that you understand that you are selling these back to me, right? And so I kind of want to make sure that you understand that, and also what that feedback. I want to say, I want to hear what's wrong, sort of thing. Because to be honest, if you submit this without feedback, I'm going to think it's a mistake. So I'm going to send it back to you, because what happens is that we review this, and then I'm going to send it back to you with a comment saying, hey, are you sure? Especially if you're the first person that does this, because, I see my concern here is that, there's a bunch of green check marks and I'm going to get money back. And so I'm going to submit. And so that's, want to make sure that you understand what this is about, right? We're making sure that you are happy with your purchase. And if you are not happy with your purchase, you're using this. This is the only reason why you should be using this, is that you're not happy. And so I hope that's a very clear concept that's getting across here. And so just to kind of, hammer home the point here, I'm just going to say, I am not happy. Okay. And now I'm going to click OK, and that's going to start the process. Okay. And then what's going to happen is it's going to prompt you again, like, okay, this is what's going to happen. All right. So if we continue and this gets accepted, you are no longer going to have these licenses in your collection, but you're going to get that money back. So it's a refund in a way, but it's like a bulk mass refund. You're like, I've been spending money for the past year and I'm just not happy and I want all that money back. Okay, well then you're using this exactly how it's intended and just want to make sure, right? Like I should have probably worked with those green check marks because, psychologically speaking, oh, green check marks, I'm going to get a bunch of money and now I don't have anything left in my collection. What's going on, right? So we do not want that. You're only using this if you are not happy. Okay, so now I'm going to click OK. And now that's it, right? Now we've got everything under review. And so what's going to happen is I take this in my administration application and review it. And then, like I just mentioned, if the first person that does this, I'll probably be like, are you sure? This is exactly what's going to happen. And I just kind of want to make sure everyone is, understands what's going on as they're working. All right. Wow, we are done. That was really a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. We've got 13 slides here, and I was like, man, that's going to take a while. I only had like 2 or 3 demos, and it took forever for the artist. But here, it's just clicking around, right? And that's kind of the cool thing about this product for purchasing things. You just click around, and you don't really have to enter in a lot of text. And so, again, this is one of those things where I hope we never have to use it. And it's only for the first 25 users that make a deposit, and who knows, if it's popular enough, if it's a cool enough factor that people like, that, it inspires confidence. It's kind of cool to say, hey, you'll get your money back after a year. Maybe we'll grow it. Well, I can only afford 25 people right now, but if I get someone to underwrite me, like someone that helps fund it, or an investor out there, maybe we can grow this into something bigger. And again, hopefully it's never used, right? It's just something that's there in case someone does want to use it. And if it is used, it's a really small percentage kind of thing. But something kind of a cool quality to that we could take going forward. All right, so with that said, I just kind of want to thank everyone out there. I've got feedback links there. These are QR codes underneath me here. You can use your QR code reader, but you can also just type in what they go to. There's a website there, and there's an email address. You can use those, and these are also available in the description of the YouTube video. This is posted on YouTube. You can also just leave a comment on YouTube as well. You can contact me in so many different ways. And with that, I thank you, and I thank you for your support. And until next time, stay bright and stay safe out there. Goodbye.